Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So I think about yesterday, they just released a new DLC gun for Infinite Warfare. And I know this isn't the only DLC gun, but it's the one I'm going to be talking about in this video today. It is called the RVN, and there's multiple ways to get it. And in this video, I'm just going to be talking a bit in depth about it, some of the good classes you can have for it, and I'm also going to be reviewing it. So, let's get started. So the RVN is a 2-shot burst energy-based assault rifle, which you can get either through the season pass. If you already have the season pass, then you already have the gun, so go have fun with it. However, if you don't have the season pass, there are two ways you can get it, either through the supply drops, which is pretty self-explanatory, or through a challenge. Now the challenge is to get 200 kills with an energy-based assault rifle that's been prestiged and has a prestige-based accessory on it. So be sure to prestige your energy assault rifle first, equip maybe like the dog tags accessory or something like that onto your energy assault rifle, then get 200 kills with it. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy, and it shouldn't take too much time, and it will pay out in the end, and you'll see why in a second. But first, let's talk about my preferred loadout for this thing. So guys, for my best class setup, and excuse me if you hear paper, I actually wrote this down because I couldn't really remember it all. But my best class setup for the NV4 would probably go with, first of all, of course, the NV4, but I'd either use the Trojan sight or the Elo sight, and if you can't use those and you haven't leveled up the gun enough, then I'd probably just recommend using iron sights. Iron sights are actually really good for this gun. They actually seem like a regular optic, but they're not. They're iron sights, which is really cool. So iron sights are still also a viable option. And also for other attachments, I'd either use the stock. Now grip isn't really needed because honestly this thing doesn't really have much recoil, and if it does then it's pretty controllable. So I'd just go with the stock, and I'd also go with the laser sights, or I'd use the fusion mag, or if you can use all three then that's great. Now as for the pistols, I'd just go with any pistol. Now there is a new pistol that's coming out for this game, well that's already out, and to get that pistol you need to get 200 kills, I believe, with a pistol with an optic on it and a prestige accessory on it. So if you want to set up a class, a pistol class for that, then you can. And then as for my grenades, for my lethals, I have a seeker drone. This thing can seek out enemies and blow them up. Once it seeks them, it's actually pretty powerful. And then for my tactical, I have my personal radar, which has a circle thing in the bottom of the screen. It shows you where the enemies are. And if you're wanting to get tons of kills with this gun, then that's actually pretty useful. So for my perks, I'd probably go for perk 1 as Ghost. I'm sort of a very stealthy kind of guy, so Ghost is definitely a very good perk for this. For perk 2, I'd either use Hardline or Cold-Blooded. Now I'd use Hardline if you really haven't prestiged very much, or if you need the XP, then I'd go with Hardline. But if you don't really need the XP, then I just go with Cold-Blooded. It's another really stealthy perk. And for perk 3, I'd just go with Dead Silence, because it makes your footsteps silenced. I believe it also makes your thrusters a bit silenced. So using those 3 perks with the personal radar, yeah, you'll be pretty much silent. Now, of course, you can counter this, but you will be pretty silent, and you could get the drop on your enemies pretty easily. So, yeah, that's my favorite class setup for the RV4 in Infinite Warfare. So now we're going to be talking about the gun itself a bit more in depth. And by the way, this gameplay is actually from my friend Petty Cow, and he has actually a video on his own thoughts on this gun down in the on his channel, so I'll link that video in the description. I have used the gun, but all the gameplay I got for it was really terrible, so I just offered to use his for it. So yeah, that's why I'm crediting him. So this gun, like I said, is a 2-shot burst energy-based assault rifle, and in core, I'd say it's sort of medium to short range. It's around a 2-burst kill. I think it's around-ish a 1-burst kill if you can aim it correctly at short range. maybe medium range if you're lucky enough. In hardcore though, this thing's a 1 burst kill at both those ranges. Short, medium range, 1 burst kill. It's really, really powerful. Now, if you're at a super long range, it might take more than 1 burst if you're not aiming correctly. But, you know, it's not really meant for that. Same thing with core. It's probably going to take around maybe 3 or 4 bursts to kill someone at a super long range with this gun. So, there's that to consider. As far as the recoil goes, this thing doesn't really have that bad of recoil. The fire rate is pretty fast, actually. The 2 bursts fire out really, really fast. However, the amount of time that it takes between bursts, there's a delay, definitely. So, if you're in a firefight with an NV4, you might lose, especially if you're playing in core. So, just keep that in mind. What else was I gonna say? Crap. Oh yeah, I was also going to talk about this gun in Zombies. So in Zombies, this gun, it is really not very good. Now you have to get it through the mystery box or the magic wheel, as some people call it. And yeah, it's not really the greatest gun. There's better starter weapons. I think the M1 is even better than this gun in Zombies. So definitely not really a recommended gun to use in Zombies, but in multiplayer it's a fairly average gun. In hardcore it's actually a really decent gun, and I'd recommend using it, and it's definitely worth grinding out the challenges to do. It's not really particularly overpowered once I actually started using it. I mean, once I actually was getting killed with it, I was like, dang, this gun is overpowered, but really, it does require a bit of skill. Also, the auto aim isn't really that great. It does require a lot of aiming skill to be able to use it, so it's a pretty well balanced weapon actually, so I probably would give this gun a pretty solid 7 out of 10 if I were to rank it by numbers. So yeah, that was the RVN. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this sort of in-depth look at the RVN and how to get it and the best class setup for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you do want to see more videos like this, then leave a like and a subscribe and also a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.